Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Please turn the like button on. Thank you. Good to see you, Taufik Ogutadi. Good to see you, Taufik in New York. Please, we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes to see who is coming in. We're waiting just a couple more minutes, just for anybody else who's coming in. Maybe about 2 minutes. We get started. Welcome, welcome. Please introduce yourself. Let me know what city you're coming in from. We're starting a journey today. It's gonna be fun. Okay. I want to learn from you. I'm also gonna bring you a lot of goodies. All right. All right, welcome. Let's just go ahead and get started. I appreciate you for being here today. Welcome. So my name is Ola. Of course, nice to meet you if we're meeting for the first time. And I want to officially welcome you to the AI Skills Lab workshop. It's powered by My Empire Pro. My Empire Pro is actually celebrating 10 years now. If you're here live, that already tells me something. It tells me that you are ahead of the curve and you're paying attention. And today you're about to discover exactly why it's very important that you're actually in that position. But before we dive in, I want to ask you to please do 2 quick things. First, I want you to introduce yourself. If you haven't done so yet, in the chat, drop your name and your city. I would like to know where you're plugging in from. And I'd love to see how far and wide this AI movement is reaching. And then secondly, please, this is your official notice. Please go ahead and lock all the way in. Get the babies with the babysitter. Put your phone on silent. Let's just tap in just for a few minutes and see what we can learn here today. Close out any extra tabs on your computer. Again, put the dog and the babies with the babysitter. Okay, put them on pause. Yes, I said it. So let's just give this our full attention for the next maybe 35 minutes or 40 minutes, something like that. Okay. Now, what I'm about to share with you isn't just about AI or AI tools. It's about preparing your mind, your skill set, your earning potential for the next 5, 10, 20 years. Okay. All right. So I want to say thank you for being here. Absolutely. I appreciate you for being here today. I understand that this whole AI thing might feel overwhelming to you depending on what part of this ecosystem you belong in. Either way, my role here is to try to simplify things. Okay. Quick shout out to Shinida. Hello, your first time here. Hi, Shinida. Shout out to Chinye, my G. Chinye, good evening. Shinida is from Philly, PA. All right, good. So let's have some fun. All right. So again, this isn't just about ChatGPT. I'm sure, unless you've been living under a cave, you already know about ChatGPT. We're talking about how to think with AI. We're talking about how to automate value today. We're talking about how to stay relevant, and we're talking about how to become irreplaceable in this new ecosystem, in this new world that we're finding ourselves in. Okay. So today you're definitely going to leave here today with inspiration, hopefully, insights, tools, a game plan, and you'll see how real people are already using some of these things to level up in their own careers, their content, their business, you know. So, and again, like I said, this year my Empire Pro is celebrating 10 years in business. So this is going to mark a significant milestone for us, and we're paying attention, and we're trying to bring you along so you can also pay attention with us. All right. So now let's keep moving. Let me quickly frame who this class is for. Okay, this workshop is designed for you. If you see yourself in any of these categories, okay, then I promise you, you're in the right place. Number one, vulnerable professionals. Okay, maybe you're in a role that's slowly being replaced by automation. Maybe you're in an industry that is already being seeing all kind of creep coming around the corner. You see those consultants, they're coming in and out, and you're noticing there's some changes going on. You have no idea what it is, but you're seeing some changes, right? So if you're already seeing AI creep into certain roles and they're taking over routine tasks at your job, this session is definitely for you. If you find yourself in that position, maybe you see about 10% of what you do is quite repetitive. Well, my goal here is hopefully we can strengthen and empower you so you can position yourself for this next wave. Number two, if you're a forward thinking business owner, and if you're running a business, and even if it's just managing teams, maybe you're a project manager, and you're just trying to stay ahead of the curve, right? Of course, by now you should know that AI is not just another tech trend. It's not, okay? It's a business necessity. So whatever business you work for and they hired you, they're paying you every Friday, the owners are probably already learning how to integrate AI and dominate later. Okay, these are just facts at this point in time. So that's number two person. You're a forward-thinking business owner, and you're the one that's actually hiring people, and you're looking for a way to cut cost halfway, maybe cut resources. When I say resources, I'm talking about humans halfway, and you're just trying to stay ahead of the curve. You're also in the right place. Number three, a career transitioner. Okay, career transitioners. Maybe you're ready for a career pivot. Maybe you've been forced into one. Either way, reskilling, upskilling for the AI economy isn't optional. It's a survival thing, and this class gives you a roadmap to do just that. If you're just coming in, don't forget, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, but introduce yourself. Let me know where you're plugging in from. I would like to know. Number fourth type of person, you're a control seeker. Okay, last but not least, control seekers. I like to talk to people like me. Okay, the ones who don't like surprises, the ones who see disruption coming and want to take control before they are pushed out. If you want to future proof your skill set, your income, and your value in the marketplace, this class is here for you to take advantage of it. Okay, so this class is where we're going to start. So if you identify with any one of these, stay locked in, because I've got some interesting things to share with you today. You're not just going to watch the AI wave, you're going to ride it. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, so from those four, I'm going to tell you what they are. Again, you're looking at them on the screen right now. Shout out to Azina from Annie, Texas, I guess. Hi, one. Good to see you. All right, so which one of these best describes you right now? Vulnerable professional. You can put that in the chat, please. Participate. Challenge yourself to participate when I ask you questions. Vulnerable professional, forward thinking business owner. That's 2. If you're a vulnerable professional, put a 1. If you're a forward thinking business owner, put a 2. If you're a career transitioner, put a 3. If you are a control seeker like me, you just a control freak and you need to stay on top of things, put a 4. Drop that in the chat right now. There's no wrong answer here. We're just here to learn and not impress. So be real with me, and again, challenge yourself to participate. Okay, let's move forward. Let's talk about Klarna. You know, some of you might be here because you saw Klarna in the news. Maybe you've seen them on an e-commerce website somewhere. This is the company that allows people to do layaway, digital layaways. Some of you are like, what's layaway? If you haven't been around long enough, you might not know what layaway is. Well, don't worry. Okay, let's talk about something that should get your attention regardless. Okay, we're talking about AI, of course, right? So Klarna, this is a fintech company. They just recently made a move that gives us a crystal clear look into what AI is already doing to the workforce. Not in theory, in real life, in practice. Okay, all right, I see a 3. Taufik says 3. All right, good. What is 3 again? What was 3? 3 was see, I gotta think of, I got 3 is career transitioner. That's what's up. I like that. Thanks for sharing, bro. All right, so Klarna is a fintech company, and they've made a move recently, and there's so many companies doing this already. I'll keep bringing them to you so you can stay on top of this with us. Okay, this particular company shrunk their team from about 5,500 to just over 3,400, a 40% reduction in headcount. And guess what's doing a big chunk of the work now? Guess what? Olumiyiwa says 3. That's my guy, Olumiyiwa. That's my guy. 3 transition, right? One that says 4. I like that. Control freak like me. All right. So guess what's taking over all the jobs? Of course, okay. 3,400 down to 3,400. I think they said they rehired some people back, but either way, AI is taking over. Okay, they rolled out an AI-powered customer service assistant. We're seeing more and more of that, and they say it's doing the job of 700 agents. So you see us talk about AI agents too a lot. So that's gonna come up a lot. 700. Okay. Now, for every employee, you can think about 10,000 AI agents. Okay, we're going to talk more about that later. Okay, now, sure, some of that downsizing, like I was saying, you know, they said they hired some people back. They said some were natural attrition, people quitting, people moving on, you know, but, you know, the CEO is literally saying they are shrinking because AI lets them do more with less. That's the dream of most business owners. Okay, so they even used an AI version of the CEO to deliver earning reports on their, you know, the earning reports they do with regards to their shareholders, right? So it's crazy what's going on. Now, here's the big question for you. If AI can replace 700 plus roles in one company, what does that mean for your industry? I don't know what your industry is. Maybe you can share that as well. But what does that mean for your industry? What does that mean for your role? What does that mean? What is going to be your next move? Okay. And I'm going to ask you this question now. On a scale of 1 to 5, how concerned are you that AI could impact your current role or your trajectory? How concerned? The keyword being concerned on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being really, really concerned. 1 being not bothered. I'm here. All right. Well, that's true. That's why we're here, because today you're either going to learn how to use AI, or at least you're going to be aware. Okay. Or there's a third version here. You might be waiting to be replaced. Hopefully not. Okay. So let's keep going. Now, as I announced that we're going to do this class, right? Somebody say 5, really concerned. Chinye say 2. Two because you're here, of course. So there's nothing to worry about. Anyway, as I announced that Klarna has replaced 700 agents with AI, and then suddenly Meta, they made this announcement over the past few days, and I was like, wow. Okay. Klarna's gave us a look at what AI is doing to jobs right now, right? So, but this one right here, this one is a doozy. Meta, right? Meta is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, as we all know it. They dropped a massive $14.3 billion in investment on a small company. I think they said 15 employees or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, they really cared about acquiring one person. The name of the company is Scale AI. Okay. Now, let me put that in perspective for you. Scale isn't a household name like Facebook or Instagram, right? But behind the scenes, they help train and fine-tune every major AI model, the ones that you might be familiar with already. OpenAI, aka ChatGPT. Then there's another one called Anthropic that's getting popular. Then also Microsoft has what they call the Copilot, right? It's also an AI tool. And they also serve Meta. Okay. So now, another thing that's crazy about that is the founder is a 29-year-old. His name is what's his name again? Wang, right? And he's now moving into Meta building, and he's going to be helping them with what they call super intelligence. Okay, and what that means is something that's actually smarter than human beings. Now, there's a lot of professors coming out of the woodworks and say we're concerned these things might take over. I mean, we're going to hear a lot of those things, even including the ethics of using AI at workplaces. There's something that I had to get familiar with. You'll see in a few minutes here that I actually went and got certification on AI ethics. Now, Meta acquired 49% of that company, 49% of that company at $14.3 billion, which means that company is now valued at about $30 billion. Okay. So AGI, what I want you to keep remembering is what they call the AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. Artificial General Intelligence. Just keep remembering that, because that's going to come up again later on. But this is the reason why Zuckerberg is making this big move. Okay. There's some other stuff around it, political stuff around it too. We're not going to get into that. But bottom line here is that they're putting big money behind this. What are you going to do? Right? If Meta is investing billions to build a fun toy, right? Is it fun toy? I wouldn't call it fun toy. This is real, right? What are you gonna do? Right? They're building the next infrastructure of value creation. So now, speaking of value creation, you're gonna see that come up later on here. Creating value, you're gonna see that come up here. So pay attention with me. But my real question, just be real with me. What's your next move? Okay, if they're putting $14 billion, I don't need to put the 0.3, right? What's your next big move? What do you think? Type it in the chat. Do you think you should learn this? Do you think you should use this? Or ignore it? Learn it, use it, ignore it. Put that in chat. Let me see what you guys are thinking. Okay, you don't need to invest billions, obviously, but you do need to pay some kind of attention here. Minimum, at least pay attention, right? Because this is happening right here without our permission, by the way. All right, maybe I should be nice, with or without our permission. Okay, so now let's shift gears and let's see what to do about this. Okay, she said learn and use it. All right, he said it can be scary because humans are undefeated. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna let that happen, but it's definitely going to displace a lot of things as we know it. If you just came in, please come into the chat and tell me your name and where you're plugging in from. And please don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe. We're starting a new journey here, so be a part of it. Challenge yourself, be a part of this movement, okay? All right, so I already told you my name is Ola, right? Hopefully I did, okay? But pardon my manners. Let me introduce myself properly. So you can understand that I am bringing, say, I'm trying to bring some kind of experience here to making sure that this workshop is a success for all of us. Okay. Again, my name is Ola, and my background spans across technology, digital marketing, healthcare, and in recent times AI. And I've built solid foundations before we got here. I started off back in '97 with a diploma in database management, 2004 a degree in computer engineering, five a master's degree in engineering management. In 2009, I pivoted into digital marketing, and soon after, I founded my Empire Pro. My Empire Pro is now 10 years old. That was 2014, December. So it's officially 2015, January, right? So we actually registered in January 2015. And so I spent the last, 15 years or so. This is what I do. I spent this last 2 decades leveraging technology to build and grow businesses and help other people do the same. So I've since gained, experience with digital marketing. Like I said, there's no single day that I wake up that I'm not doing some kind of digital marketing. The last 8 years, I've also spent a significant amount of my time, last 8 years, in healthcare IT consulting. And now, when AI began transforming industries recently, I leaned all the way in. I'm going all in. I don't know about you, okay? But because of that, I've been able to earn some AI certifications in executive leadership, ethics, as I mentioned earlier on, education, product management, project management, prompt engineering, something that will come up a lot here, just so you know, as we're going through this journey, and of course, healthcare and marketing. I'm also an authorized trainer. All right. I'm also author of 5 books in different disciplines. Most importantly, I try to practice what I preach, and that's a theme you'll see throughout our journey together. Okay. So I've reinvented myself. I try to, but I've done that at least 3 times over the past 20 years, adapting, learning, and growing. And now we're doing it again together. It's AI. And we're going to bring people along. Hopefully, you guys can help me do that. So that's a little bit. And like I said, you can see all the badges over there. Okay. All right. So let's break this down from the ground up. What exactly is AI? What exactly is AI? Right? Because we're saying AI, 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 AI everywhere, right? What is AI? I guess we can just say it's artificial intelligence and go home, right? Yeah, right. Anyway, what it means is basically machines being able to do tasks that typically require human intelligence or used to require human intelligence. Things like reasoning, learning, decision making, and even, guess what? Language processing. Okay. So now underneath AI, you've got things like machine learning. Okay. If you are an IT person, machine learning is something that will come up a lot. If you're a database person, machine learning will come up a lot. And now, what is machine learning? Okay, it simply means machines are they are learning, they are getting better for every time it's actually automates something, it actually gets better. Kind of similar to what human beings do. When you do something over and over, you get better at it. But machines are they do it with precision, as in like they're zombies. Once they understand, they get better and better. So it's only going to get better. And again, like Chinya said earlier, it's kind of scary, but well, there's all kind of measures in place to kind of stay ahead of that. We're going to talk more about that as time goes on too. Okay, but machines get better at a task the more data you give them. So what are we saying right now? We're talking about task, we're talking about data, we're talking about learning, data, learning, training, machines. Now we're talking AI. So think of it like training a very smart assistant by feeding it thousands upon thousands, even millions of information, right? Millions of micro information, whatever you want to call it. And then we have what we call the algorithms. Okay, I've just dropped a few terminologies that we're going to use a lot. I will highlight them for you again. Okay, then we have algorithms, right? Algorithms, the step-by-step instructions that guide how those data are going to be used, how AI will actually learn from those data and how they are going to create the output. So together we have data plus algorithms plus computing power, something that will come up a lot. Actually, that was in the news earlier on today. And in here in New Jersey, our energy cost went up because they have a bunch of data centers here that's starting to consume energy, and somehow we're supposed to be paying for those. That's a conversation that we can have later on. But yes, data plus algorithms does not just automatically turn to AI. There's something called computing power and energy that's also going to be a significant part of the equation. And now we have AI. Okay, so that's how we are going to continue to solve the world problem as time goes on. And all I'm asking you to do is just stay engaged with this. I'll try my best to break it down to pieces, small, easy to consume, so that you can take advantage of this. Everybody else is going to be sleeping on a Monday night, I promise you. But I'm asking you right now, for the next couple of weeks, can you commit 8 p.m. on Monday? Can you commit an additional day, Tuesday, 8 p.m. to mastering this and seeing this at work and seeing how this works? It's just a question, okay? So a clear example of how this works, this whole thing that I just explained, data plus algorithms plus computing power equals to AI. A clear example of that you can see in medical diagnostics. I don't know if you're familiar with medical diagnostics, but hopefully you are. Diagnosis like doctors, stuff like that, right? AI models are already helping doctors detect anomalies in x-rays. Usually they used to have to study it, right? Study pathology results, slides and stuff like that, right? But now AI is actually getting better at detecting whatever the problem is and actually creating spitting out a diagnosis, right? And he actually does it better than human beings. I'm telling you. You never see anything yet. But here's something personal I think about personally often, because I consult in that arena as well, healthcare. And I've been having these discussions with the people that I work with. Imagine a new future, right? Or even let's say in the near future, right? No, in like now, not near future, like right now, in a OR, like an operating room, right? And a surgeon performs a procedure, and instead of spending hours afterwards dictating, some of you are familiar with Dragon, right? They're speaking into the thing and typing out notes, and then they have to create this notes, and they're complaining and whining about it, right? Imagine if AI already captured everything they have to say in real time from inside of the OR through voice technology, right? Sensors, right? And it's actually before they got to their computer, a procedural note is already generated almost instantly. All they have to do is maybe glance over it and then sign off on it. Just imagine that. By the way, it's happening already. That's not science fiction. This is not RoboCop. It's happening already. Okay. That's what's coming to a lot of places that don't have it already. I think I saw a study earlier on that about 60% already going all in. 92% have plans to continue to adopt AI in operations, in documentation, in efficiency, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, someone has to train those systems. Someone has to consult on the implementation and bridge the gap between AI and healthcare workflows. So if you're familiar with workflows, right, this is going to be your bread and butter as time goes on. Okay, for the next till 2030, there's going to be a massive adoption wave of adoption gigs coming up. So pay attention. So if you're coming from healthcare or consulting, that's just for you real quick, because I know some of my friends are here. And if you just there's a massive AI adoption that's going to happen. Make sure you're on the forefront of being able to uh, jump on that as soon as it happens. Okay. So again, this workshop is designed to give you the clarity, some tools to begin stepping into that role, and whether you're a consultant, even a clinician, or career shifter, a marketer, okay, a real estate person, you need to start paying attention. Okay, this is not just AI is not just for the tech bros. It's not just for Silicon Valley. It's no longer just for Silicon Valley talk. It is here. Okay, let me ask you a question real quick. Challenge yourself to participate. Shout out to all 14 of you watching this live. Make sure you introduce yourself. Okay. What's one area in your industry or even your day-to-day right now as to speak where you can imagine AI saving time, increasing accuracy? That one is a given, right? Or eliminating busy work. You might not want to admit that you have busy work at your job because that's how you indulge. And before you know it, the day is gone because you have a lot of downtime. Well, AI is also going to detect all those downtime and get rid of jobs. Yeah, I know. Just go ahead and drop me. Let me know which area do you think, again, saving time, increasing accuracy, or eliminating busy work. Which area do you think your job will probably going to be most likely leveraging AI? Let's keep it moving. Now, let me bring you up to speed with some history here so that we're not just jumping into this thing and it looks like, wait, what is this thing that just fell out of the skies from nowhere? Right? And it's just going to take over. I beg, nothing's going to happen, right? Yeah, right. There's a history behind this. We're talking about 70 years worth of history. Shout out to Natu. Natu, I see you in the chat. Okay. Before I dive into some tools and tactics, I'll do some tools and tactics and play around a little bit in a few minutes. Okay. Let's zoom out for just a moment. Okay. The bigger picture. Where is AI coming from? How did you get here? Right. So AI is artificial intelligence, as I said. It's not new. Okay. The actual term was actually coined in 1956 during a conference. And since then, we've seen decades of trial and error, progress, and setbacks. And we've seen what some people call AI winters, when everything was just quiet. Some people died in the middle of working in a lab somewhere. And sometimes the hype would fade away and then it will come back like waves, like anything else in life, right? But today, we're in what they call AI spring. That's why you're hearing about it everywhere. Okay. So this is a true reflection thing, right? That people that have been working on this for years. Now, personally, I've engaged in with AI unknowingly for like straight 30 years. Okay. But they didn't call it AI because it wasn't fancy to call it AI. It was called database management. It was called data processing. It was called data analysis, right? It was called predictive analysis, right? It was called all those fancy things. Well, AI has all those nice things, okay? But why now? Why are we talking about this now? Well, here's a mind-blowing stat that you should pay attention to. We've collected more data in the last 7 years than in all of human history. I told you data was one of the formulas, right? We said data, algorithms, and what was it? Can anybody help me in the chat? Who can remember? Hey, pop quiz time, okay? Yeah, Meg from New Jersey, hello. Who can remind me? We had data plus algorithm plus, did I say it already? Plus one more thing that gives us AI. What was it? Can anybody help me? Let's see if everybody was listening or if everybody came on time. This is not the kind of stuff you want to come late to because I'm actually going to manage time very well when we do this every week. Did I say every week yet? Yes, I plan to come back every week. Yes. Anybody remember? You forgot? Oh, you forgot. Should I wait? I'll wait 2 minutes, then I'll come back to it. Okay? Maybe I'll give you like a little cheat something. Maybe somebody can pick it up, right? Anyway, in the last 7 years, we've collected more data. Jane said automation. No, no, not automation. Automation is actually an output. That's part of AI. Data plus algorithm plus something equals to AI, artificial intelligence. Part of artificial intelligence is automation. That's results. But there's some things that happen before we get there. I'll see if you guys can pick it up right now. Okay. Let me repeat what I just said. In the last 7 years, we've collected more data than in all of human history combined. Okay. So think about that. From your phone, your watch, right? Some of you are collecting data from your watch. You thought it was just for you to lose weight. You didn't know they are collecting data, but it's okay. Your systems, you've been collecting data from your system, social media, your social media usage, what you've been following, that thing you were staring at 12 midnight when you're supposed to be sleeping, right? Smart devices, security cams. The digital world is flowing with data. Without data, there's no AI. Somebody say machine learning. Machine learning is part of algorithm. Good try. Nice try. Machine learning, it is not. Machine learning is part of the algorithm. The algorithm is machine learning. That's how the machine learns. Because it processes data, it learns from it, and then Anyway, I'll give you guys right about now. Right? And to the rise of cloud computing. You get it? Cloud computing and algorithms, particularly deep learning, machine learning, deep learning. You're gonna hear that a lot too. Transformer models. That's too technical. We'll probably not go, we won't go too far. You will pick that up on your own. Okay, let's keep it simple. It's data plus algorithm, machine learning, plus cloud computing, computing power. Let's just say computing, right? You have AI. Now, with all of that, also the systems, right? When I say systems, AI, all of this stuff is also learning to be better and better, and is doing it at scale. Human beings, there's only so much we can do. Steven says compute power. Yes, cloud computing. Yeah, cloud computing power. Yep. So remember, I talked about power, I talked about energy, how my bill has increased because they claim we have data centers all over this place in New Jersey. So I'm yet to prove it, but oh well. So now let's get back to it. Now that combination is what brought us things like ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT obviously exploded in 2022. Some of you is 2023, but 2022, okay, 2022, and it has turned AI from a research lab curiosity thing into an everyday tool. You and I probably use ChatGPT every other day, every day, like every hour, like me. Okay, so if you're just getting into all of this, it's okay. It's not too late. You're not behind. Okay, you're not behind. You're actually right on time. Okay, this moment is a big deal. Just think about the early days of iPhone. Just think about the revolution of healthcare. Some of you are early. Some of you are consultants. You're here right now, and you were there 15 years ago, right? Remember then? And then suddenly seems like the opportunity is dwindling out a little bit. Yes. Just think about where in the beginning right now. Okay. You're going to see more and more. And when you think about the flood of data everywhere, your GPS, not GPS, your Google Map, the one on your phone, uses data. Okay, what data? The one you're feeding into it is computing it, sending it back to you to make your life easier. Okay, and he's doing it at scale, meaning he's collecting data from everybody else as well. Okay, so if in your job right now, whatever you do for a living right now, whatever you do consistently for the past 3 months, 6 months, you understand, you have a clear understanding of workflows, industries, human behavior is a big deal. Okay, you can help guide this wave of AI adoption that's about to happen. Okay, so out of curiosity, how many of you are hearing about ChatGPT for the first time here today? If it's a if it's a yes, put a 1 in the chat. If it's you've heard about it before, put a 2 in the chat. You're hearing about it for the first time. Okay, it's okay, no shame. Like I said, it's early. Okay, it's okay. Just share that with me real quick. Remember, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to participate. Okay. All right. So now we've covered a bit of background and context on AI. Are you guys getting value from this? Please, if you're getting value, please signify by making sure you hit the like button. We've got about 17 people listening live. Shout out to all of you for answering the call. We are getting started. We're on a move here. We're going to change the world. Shall we? We're going to change the world. I'm missing about 8 likes. If you can please hit the like button, I appreciate you. Yeah, Meshaw says one. See, exactly. AI, you say AI data plus algorithm plus machine learning, data plus algorithm plus computing power, cloud computing power equals to AI. Okay. All right. Now let's get to let's do a little bit of demonstration. Okay, let's do a little bit of demonstration. I'm going to be sharing tools. As I discover them, I will share them with you. You can share with other people, right? And when you share, you learn twice. Okay, when you teach, you learn twice. Why is Ola teaching this stuff? That's the number one reason why I teach, because I get to learn twice. Okay. All right. Chinya said, just like the way my iPhone map suggests where I should go in at certain times of the day, due to data is being collected exactly. Data. When I say data, that's something you have to remember today. So data. All right. So you're going to hear more about data as time goes on. All right. So every week we are going to highlight an AI tool that can start changing your lives or somebody's lives that you can start using right away. Anyway, even if you're not a coder, if you're not a programmer, all that doesn't matter right now. You don't have to be a super techie person. This is the world you're coming into. Don't be that person. Say, I don't want anybody following me around with his cell phone. You don't have a choice here. It's not optional. Okay. So now Gamma app, just like ChatGPT, uses what they call the generative AI. Okay, I could have started with ChatGPT today, but just go play with that one. I think you guys can pick that up on your own. But there's one I'm going to share with you here today. It's called the Gamma app. I might actually have to upgrade to show you some things. Okay, it's a game changer. You can create presentations. Guess how I prepare this presentation, the one you're watching right now. Exactly. Okay, you can create presentations, proposals, reports, anything visual. Okay, yeah, you can do that in like that instead of sitting around for hours upon hours. Okay, so it uses what they call another popular term that you're going to see a lot. It's called generative AI. It uses it's just prompts. Okay, it uses that to turn simple prompts from you. Prompts. We're going to say prompts a lot. It's going to turn prompts from you, basically your command, what do you want it to do for you, right? It's going to turn that into outlines, into presentations, polished, painted, slide, illustrated, everything. You don't have to overthink this, okay? Just tell it what you want it to do, and it does it. Somebody says, Steven says, DeepSeek and ChatGPT. Nice one. Please, if you have any other ones, drop it in the chat. So this is essentially powerful for if you sell. If you're a presenter, you sell, you teach, you're a consultant, you're a trainer, you are a business owner, you have to make presentation, you are a consultant. Some of you, we need to talk behind the scenes. We need to start creating proposals. We need to start responding to requests for proposals and getting that big bucks, right? Healthcare IT professionals. Did I say that? Is that said already? I think I said that already. Yeah. Creating visuals, SOPs, standard operating procedures, like that. Okay, if you can do it like that, they'll get rid of everybody else. They will keep you taking care of it for everybody else. All right, so I'm going to show you a quick thing. Let me show you how that works. Okay. All right, so you can just go there and play with it later on. Let's see, gamma.app. I'm going to share my screen. So as you can see, this is the presentation that I did, right? This is the presentation that I'm going through right now. But there's a place here that says create new. Okay. This account is free right now. It says I have 5 credits left, but you can upgrade to get some more credit, right? Create new. I'm going to click create new AI. I'm going to click generate. So somebody give me an idea of what I should create a presentation around, and then I'm going to actually sculpture. I'm going to actually create a prompt around that right now. Give me an idea. Anybody give me an idea of what I should create a presentation around right now? I'll wait for you guys because there's a little bit of a delay in the chat. So I'll wait. One that says perplexity and vetted. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I've heard of perplexity, not vetted. I should check that out. Give me an idea. Anybody can give me an idea what I should create a presentation around. Just give me an idea. If you guys don't have idea, I'll go and ask ChatGPT for ideas of what to create presentation around. I'm waiting. I'm looking in the chat right now. All right. So actually, it says most beautiful day hikes in the world. It gives some examples here or some prompts here. Sales proposal for student learning assessments, cybersecurity basics, personal portfolio. All right, I got a good one. Create a presentation on how data flow in Epic. Okay, so let's try that. Create a presentation on how, and just put that dot, data flow. I put out here. Data flow into Epic. I might have to specify Epic EMR. The whole world does not know what Epic is. Somebody said create presentation on life after divorce. Interesting. Somebody says setting up a medical imaging center for startup to finish. Oh, I'm gonna have some fun with this one. I'm actually gonna have some fun with this one. How's that? All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go into ChatGPT. Welcome to ChatGPT, right? Welcome to ChatGPT. So I'm actually going to open this presentation that we're having right now in a different window. I'm going to copy and paste you guys' suggestions. All right. And I'm going to give you a tip, something that I do all the time when I want to decide, right? So I'm actually going to create a prompt here. I'm going to say rate this ideas against each other on a scale of 1 to 10. For example, during our AI skill lab workshop. Rate these ideas against each other on a scale of 1 to 10 to use as example. During our AI. So I'm going to put a column. I always put a column there. So create a presentation on our data flow. So let me copy you guys' ideas. So we got this one. Let me paste this guy here. I'm doing copy paste. These are your basic skills. How many of you remember back in the days when we have to go through basic aptitude tests to make sure you're analytical? These are going to be the new basic skills. So pay attention. What else do we have here? Create presentation on life after divorce. All right. So I'm just going to use this as examples so you guys can see how this play out over time. In one that says cybersecurity basis, I'm actually just going to leave that exactly the way one I put it. What else do we have? We have setting up a medical imaging center from start to finish. I like that, from start to finish. You know why I like it? Because I'm always creating titles. Guess what helped me create titles? All right, let's see here. Last but not least, we have create proposal for government contract. Okay, so I could have you guys vote, but we're just 17 here, so let's just have this thing. So rate this, how many ideas we have. 5 ideas. Okay, we have 5 ideas. Rate this 5 ideas. This 5 ideas against each other. So let's see what ChatGPT says. All right, let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, so we have a winner. So sure, I can read these ideas for you based on their potential interest, relevance for your AI skill lab. Okay. So cybersecurity basics actually win. It says crucial in today's digital age, likely to be universally relevant. Okay. So let's go with cybersecurity basics. Okay. Is it necessarily better? Not necessarily better. It just makes decision making better. That's all. All right, so now we're going to use that in gamma.app. In real life, you don't have to waste this much time. See, when you're getting creative, you tend to waste time. So in real life, you don't have to. You already know what you want. I'm just showing you how these things work. So I'm coming back to gamma.app. I'm going to click generate outline, and then it goes to work. And 1, 2, 3, 4. How many seconds? How many seconds? We have some outline. We have outline, okay? But now it's saying themes, right? Customize your gamma. I can select a theme. I can have it just go to work and just pick a theme based off of that, right? Yeah, I ignored your suggestion. Did I? Let me see. What was your suggestion? Did I ignore it? I'm so sorry. Where's your suggestion? Oh, impact of AI. You know what? Let me show you really something cool. Sorry about that. I did not mean to. I didn't scroll down on my page yet, so I didn't see it. All right, so I'm actually gonna ChatGPT actually allows me to edit. I'm gonna click this edit guy right here, and I'll put your suggestion there. Impact of AI in health field. I like that topic. I really like that topic. Can you guess why? Oh, okay. I like that topic. All right, so we're back to it, and it's picking data flows with a score of 8. Let's see if anything be. Cybersecurity still has a 9. It still has a 9. Impact of AI in the health field has 10 over 10. Guess what? You were right to stop me to go back to this. So we're going to actually use impact of AI in health field. Who said cybersecurity? Sorry. Anyway, let's get back to let's go back, and I'm gonna go back, and then I'll change this. Okay, share this tab. Okay, so we're back to gamma.app. It's another tool entirely to create presentation. The first step is it's going to generate an outline. All right, I like this impact. 80% of hospitals use AI for patient care. 2025 healthcare AI. Okay, so we have that now. Let me see. I think it says 8 cards total. So there are 8. What they call cards in Gamma app is basically slides. So I'm actually going to click generate. Let me see if I have 5 credits left. So let me see if it will stop me. Okay, so it's stopping me. I'm actually going to upgrade to plus. Can you guys see that? I'm going to upgrade to plus. And okay, so it's saying $96. I have to spend $96. Who's gonna give me this $96? Anybody want to give me this $96? It's asking me for $96 right now to do this right now. Let me see. I don't want to do this during. It says insufficient. You currently okay. All right, so I could do the $10 monthly, just in case I don't want to use it yet. So upgrade to plus. I don't think you guys can see the screen, so I can let me make sure that you guys cannot. Okay, you guys cannot see the screen, so let me pay for it real quick. Let's see. Use card. Let's do this. Okay, let's have it. I'm just making payment right now, guys. Okay, I love it. Let's see. Let's have one. What else am I missing? Oh, we don't have to do this, guy. Okay, so now we're going to subscribe. I think we're making payments. Processing. Payment made. Put your money where your mouth is. So we can use it. I used all the credits to prepare the presentation that I just went through with you guys. So all the free credit that comes with the free. So now I'm subscribed. I'm a paid member now because I will be using it a lot anyway. Okay. Canva, you can create presentation on Canva, but I don't know. There's limitations in terms of design. You still have to go through it little by little. Let's see here. Did I pay yet? It's taking forever. But it says success. Okay. I do see a success page, but let me see something. Oh, all done. Oh, you guys saw that before me. Start using Gamma. Okay. All right. So you can see now 8 cards, all the credit limitations has disappeared. Now I can click generate. There was a pop-up that for me that you guys couldn't see. I now have 50,000 credits. Interesting. Okay. All right. So, and they're pretty cheap, but the adoption is going to be massive. Watch that. It's happening in real time. It's happening in real time. All the presentations are being created, including charts. This is AI, guys. How do you like that, Yeye Mesho? How do you like that? Wow. Imagine showing up to a presentation and you have such a pretty black background presentation ready to go. Look at this. Let me see all the slides. They call them cards here. They're already about 8 slides. All right. I'm actually going to click present so you can see it in full screen. Look at that. Suddenly, I become a professional. Suddenly, I become a professional presenter. You just have to speak, right? And you can script your presentation, by the way. If you want to just read a script, there's a place where you can do that. But all this was how many minutes did it take to create the slides right here? How many minutes? How many minutes this happened right here? Real data, by the way, that was pulled. Lovely. Check that out. An AI generated doctor. How AI supports care, enhanced decision making. We just used that to make a decision here, right here. We did that earlier, right? Instant information access, right? Because it's not just pulling this information from its ASS. These are real life information, right? If you want it to be cited, they'll be cited. Automated workflows, of course. Patient empowerment. Look at this. Do you know how long it would take you to do this before you discovered Gamma app? Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited all over again. Let me just, I'll leave that at that. Okay. I'm excited all over again. Wow. Less than 3 minutes. Yes. Less than 3 minutes it took us to generate all of that. Yeah. Less than 3 minutes, Mr. Balogun. Yes. Will the current college student learn anything with this technology? That's a good question. That's a good question. But remember, the people that really have an edge with regards to the future the nearest future we're moving into are the people that understand workflow already. Okay. So the the results you generate with the AI is a function of your inputs, your prompts. So if you are a dump person and you use AI, it's probably going to generate dump results for you. This is just a quick warning for you already. Okay. Yeah. One says, Chai, I'm crying about the time we wasted learning PowerPoints. I know. It's over now. If you're here tonight, it's over. For $10 a month. You don't have to do that again. You don't have to. And by the way, you can put your branding on it if you have logos and things like that. You can actually upload image and tell it to follow the color theme of a certain image. So you don't have to go with its own design. You can have remember, the result you generate with AI is a function of your own creativity too, right? The only part I have to worry about, sometimes I get over creative and then I end up wasting a little bit extra time, but it's still never as much time I will spend creating a PowerPoint. There you have it. Anyway, I hope that I've been able to convince you. This is the future, and we're here, and it's here to stay. So let's go ahead and just, wow, I can't, like, right now. It's not like I used it already, so why am I still excited? I don't get it. Anyway, that was fast and easy at the same time. Fast and easy at the same time. So Gamma takes the heavy lifting out of slide creation, as you just watched happen. All right, let's talk about time savings. Right, traditional presentation would have taken you at least 4 to 10 hours, depending on the complexity of the content. You have to do research oftentimes too, right, before you get going. But that at most you've cut it to under 30 minutes. We just saw 3 minutes live, right? You just cut that to under 30 minutes. Okay, so if one person is saving 90 to 95% of the time, just think about that at scale. What about cost savings, right? Hiring a freelancer, you could hire a person to do it for you, right? But that would have normally cost you $300, depending on the complexity, up to $1,500. If it's a presentation that means a lot to you, if you're about to make a presentation that would generate you $2 million, you would spend $1,500 to make sure that the presentation is right. Gamma will deliver that for free, potentially, if you have enough credits, right? So we're also talking about increased output. Okay, what used to be one polished deck a week, that would take you a week to do, right? You can knock that out in 5 to 10 minutes. All right. Now, what is the impact on that on our world, right? What about GDP growth? What about things like job displacement, right? I'm looking at a report here on my page right here. It says generative AI could add another 2.6 to 4.4 trillion dollars annually. All of this should make sense to you. We're saving time, saving cost. All this should make sense to you already. Okay. Yes, to global GDP. To global GDP. Okay. So especially in education, marketing. It's just funny. These are all the things I do, right? Education, marketing, sales, healthcare, legal. If you're a lawyer, yes. So it boosts the economic power of every worker. But what does that mean in terms of work displacement? Jobs being replaced, right? Even though it's growing the economy GDP wise, it does not necessarily mean that jobs will grow. Does that make sense to you guys? So it's expected that 75% of the value being created today belongs to AI as we're moving forward. Create value, create value, create value. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, okay? Create value, value creation. Remember how I said data, 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 data. Create value, create value, create value. Pay attention, create value, okay? Now, some jobs will be replaced for sure. I mean, there's no, but most jobs will be transformed. So that's something you should be excited about. A lot of jobs will be transformed, but who is going to be on a job that will be transformed? It's up to you. It's really, really up to you if you are preparing for the coming wave. Okay. All right. So, but there are opportunities being created for sure. And I'm aggressive. I'm aggressively going all in. Okay. So I'm inviting you to go all in. Okay. That's what I'm doing. Obviously, that's what I'll be doing here. Okay. So imagine a business owner, imagine a consultant, a trainer, and instead of spending all these hours, So anyway, remember all those things I told you to remember. Remember, remember, remember. Can you remember A, B, C, D, E? Can you remember A, B, C, D, E? That's the framework that we've been using here actually for a couple of years. Okay. But this is going on steroid now because of AI. Okay. Funny enough, it's going on steroid. A, B, C, D is very easy to remember. Okay. Let's break it down. Let's make it simple, right? So that you can remember. So I might ask you questions around this about 5 minutes from now. What time will you have? Oh my God. I thought I'll be able to keep this 1 hour, but if you guys are getting value, should I keep going? If you want me to keep going, put a 1 in the chat. If you want me to just stop right now, we'll come back next week. Put a 2 in the chat. It's a trick question. It's a trick question. So the powerful framework that we're going to be using here at the AI Skills Lab, that is going to help you adopt AI and not have to wait for your job, by the way, so you don't just get surprised, right? And this is regardless of what industry that you're in, regardless of what career stage you're in. This framework A, B, C, D, E will work for you. Okay, but we're gonna go backwards. We're gonna count it down backwards. Okay, the E stands for experience. Okay, there's a cheat sheet on your screen. Just look at your screen. It's basically how we grow in life phenomena, period, right? Experience is still not anybody's mate. Okay, so E stands for experience. Okay, this AI powered economy is not going to be too far from what we know as principles of success. So just again, how it applies is what you need to pay attention to, right? Experience still matters, as I was saying, but in today's world, it's not just about how many years. It's not. It's okay. So it's not about how many years you've worked, it's about how fast you can execute. Productivity, value. Okay. It's about, can you stack productivity? You know what they call stacking. You know what they call compounding effects, right? Speed. Speed. Everybody said one. Okay, I should keep going. Okay, I will. Thank you guys. It wasn't a trick question after all. Okay. Now, AI allows you to execute at scale. I almost want to replace experience with execute, but no, experience is not anybody's mate. So let's pay attention. Let's not get too much ahead of ourselves. But the more you execute, the more you gain experience. You get it? Chinye said, don't do you get it here. I won't do it here, I promise. Okay. It's about how fast you can execute and stack skills. Remember, just like AI, the more it does something, it's actually learning from it. It becomes better with precision, which is why it's probably going to be better than human beings. But in decision making, some of the stuff I'm seeing in the news, they're going to the autonomous thing, we have to pay attention to it. Okay. Anything autonomous in nature, which AI is capable of, we have to pay attention. Okay. Because we don't want to shoot ourselves in the legs. Because the warnings are quite a bit in terms of how dangerous it could be if we just allow AI to be making decisions. Okay. Anyway, AI allows us to execute at scale. And then guess what? The learning can also be at scale too. It just depends. But we need some kind of guide. So if you're just getting started, this is the right foundation for us. But you can always do more even faster, like we just saw it being demonstrated here, right? So, and you also get to showcase your expertise even faster, right? Even better, even like you can whip up a presentation like that just based off of that example. But even what about execution? What about learning, right? What about looking at a big ass research document and you dump it in there and say, summarize this for me, and it actually goes in and extracts the most important point, and you can actually have it break it down to third grade level, and you're learning faster and better. Okay, let's go to D. D is for data literacy. You cannot be an illiterate when it comes to data. You cannot afford to say, well, I'm not really a data scientist. You don't have to be a data scientist. No, you don't have to. But in this AI era, the ability to read, the ability to ask questions off of what you're reading, the ability to make decisions with data is key. Data analysis skills is going to be key. Okay. But these days, not like when I started. When I started, if I tell you Lotus 123, go and Google it. You know I'm a dinosaur in this stuff. Okay. Or DBase 4. You don't have to do that these days. You can drag, drop, and analyze data. So no excuses. Okay. You don't need to build algorithms. The algorithms are sitting in libraries. If you don't understand what I'm saying yet, don't worry. Don't worry. It's not that much of a big deal. It's just like a regular, normal human library. When was the last time you went to a library? Me, it's been at least 15 years, but it's okay. Not that type of library. But you need to understand the story data is telling. Storytelling is still a big deal, and every piece of data or set of data or data sets is telling a story. Being able to interpret those stories is going to be a money maker. Okay. Why? Because you can use it to refine strategies. You can use it in marketing. You can use it in decision, in healthcare, in workflow optimizations, right? Making other people's life easier. Of course, consulting, operations. Yes. And if you can position yourself to help businesses do this, that's going to be your money maker. Okay. Let's go to C. We're counting down from E, D, C. C, create value. Did I say create value already? How many times have I said create value in this presentation? Everything comes back to solving problems, problem solving, make other people's life easier, make them create value faster, easier, simpler. If you can do that, what's the best way to do that today? Digital tools and systems. Did I say AI? Okay, all right. You can solve problems a lot faster, beat your competition. Okay, the jobs are going to be displaced. It's not if, it's when. Okay, if you can create outcomes for people, outcomes that people care about and make their life easier, that's what we call creating value. It's still going to remain the key to your livelihood, to making money, to creating results. Okay. I think Zig Ziglar, is it Zig Ziglar that said, help other people get what they want and yours is taken care of, something like that. Anyway, B is for branding. There's a lot of noise. Information is everywhere. Information is now water. It's like water. Information is everywhere. Okay, so anybody can spew out information, even accurate information. So what does that tell us about information? It's going to become less valuable because okay, being there, done that. Information is anything that's too much of it, oversupply will basically reduce in value, right? So how are you going to stand out? Score B for branding. In a very noisy, AI saturated world, your voice, your story, authority must be clear, must be consistent. Whether you're consulting, you're creating content, you're leading teams, you need a brand people can trust and remember. If not, you'll be drowned. You will drown out in this world. So this is a part of the framework you always must remember. Your brand is a massive part of your leverage, especially when AI can now help you build it faster than ever before. You have to bring some kind of uniqueness like ever before. You know, when they say unique selling proposition, yeah, it's not going to be that different. It's just that you can create one for yourself a lot faster and still be able to stand out. And the A, last but not least, who can guess what the A stands for? That should be obvious. AI. Oh, no. AI leverage. Okay. AI leverage. This is the game changer. AI lets you multiply your efforts. It lets you reduce repetitive work. Not just your job now, the one you've been arguing that you don't want to quit because everybody is competing for the same job. But we're talking about in your business, in your ability to produce, in your ability to produce for others, right? You can do this at scale. You can scale your value in this marketplace, all thanks to the leverage that AI provides. That's what the A stands for. It's not just about learning tools. Okay, anybody can learn tools. Again, a lot of people are going to use those tools to just create more noise. Is it making sense? A lot of people are going to use those tools to create more noise. They're easy to use. When they're easy to use, that becomes an easy entry, what do you call it, barrier of entry, right? So it gets watered down like anything else. It gets old, stale. You don't want to be in that position. Okay? So this is our ABCDE expert framework, and it's how we future-proof ourselves. If you can master these 5 pillars, AI becomes a tool for freedom, not fear. You don't have anything to be afraid of. Okay, we've put this together to make it make sense. We took our time on this. Okay, that's why there's a framework. It's not just about jumping into ChatGPT or jumping into another tool. It's about using it to create value. Yeah, the more value, more people you can serve, the better you are. Okay, so which one of these pillars do you feel strongest in right now? If you could pick one that you really feel strong and maybe you need to work on some other ones, which one of these pillars do you think needs most attention from you today? I just want to get you thinking. Which one? Let me know. Challenge yourself to participate. Let me see. Am I still missing some likes? Let me see. I got about half of my likes. You guys can just donate some likes for me, oh, please, oh, help a brother out. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I'm missing only 4. If you don't mind, make sure if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button, please. It's to make notifications here a lot more easier for you too. All right, so now let's move on forward. All right, now what you're looking at here is a glimpse, a high level view of a 250-week architecture. Okay, I've been quietly building and optimizing it for a while. Okay, you guessed it right, AI helped me a lot. Okay, but like I said, you have to bring something else other than just being able to type in prompts into an online website, right? So let me be clear, this is not just another marketing funnel, and no, this is not just about marketing, it's about creating value, if anything. Okay, it's a living, breathing system. Is what I use for myself. Okay, it's powered by automation, is powered by AI decision loops, is powered by continuous feedback. Continuous learning, continuous feedback is another language you're going to hear a lot. Continuous integration, continuous development. No, you have to go that far, okay? Because again, you don't have to be a data scientist programmer, okay? But continuous feedback is a big deal if you're going to thrive in this new world we're going into. And the system you're looking at, if you look at it visually, you can see that clearly. And we're talking automation on steroids, okay? The idea is to connect real value with real audience, like real human beings. Without human beings, let's not deceive ourselves. There's no money to be made anywhere. Okay. In fact, we have a whole 3-pillar thing here, right? Which is people, value, systems. If you followed me here for a long time, you know the 3 pillars is the same. They don't change. Okay. Market, message, media. Okay, market, message, media is everything we talk about. AI, no matter how complicated it sounds, is just those 3 pillars. Okay, people, value, system, market, media, message. All right, so now that aside, inside of the system we have a 30 AI enhanced email cycles. We have 3 live projects that we're working on that you can also get started. Okay, it's all active, all evolving based on real-time data. Yeah, just like your Google Map or your Waze, if you prefer that, right? The email cycle is intelligent. There's human-like follow-up. Okay, running on autopilot. Okay, and then we also have what we call the predictive content strategy. The predictability, the predictive thing is a big feature in AI in general. Okay, so think about Netflix giving you recommendation off of predicting what they think you want to watch, but off of what you've watched before too. Netflix, we're talking Netflix. Okay, let's start with just YouTube, right? Same thing, right? So you can see this at play, because not just seeing it but looking at data on how it actually works, right? Then again, smart feedback loops, like I said earlier on, that actually adjust messaging over time, actually adjust offers, and actually adjust outreach dynamically based off of the audience or the specific audience. When I say a person, okay? And no guesswork, just precision in decision, data driven decision system altogether. So this is more than a strategy, it's execution at scale, built with intention and purpose. All right, so like I've been saying probably all day here for the past 80 minutes, the future belongs to those who are not just learning AI. It's not just about learning AI, but people that can actually use it to create, to automate, and to lead. If you can do that, if you can comprehend that, that's exactly what you're looking at on your screen, and you'll be able to see all of that work. And even better, how you can build and run your own AI powered ecosystem alongside me. Okay, on a week to week basis. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm opening 10 spots. Okay, I'm opening 10 spots. It's called the founder spots at $97. You'll see the price later on. just $97 one time. It's actually $97 every month. But if you're locking in right now, we have a 10 founder spots that you can lock in. And why 10? There's a real reason. I only have 10 spots in our virtual studio so you can interact with me. Okay, I only have 10 spots right now. Okay, there's a way for me to upgrade later. I'm not ready for that. Okay, so 10 so that I can actually handhold a few people and get them going in terms of implementing this in real life projects. And you can also see mine at work. I'll also showcase some of those as time goes on here. So if you're serious about mastering AI and seeing it working by doing, because you actually learn for the most part from experience. Remember, experience the E? Exactly. You actually learn more so from doing. Information overload is becoming more and more of a big problem. People just learn. They know all this stuff, but how do you flip that into real life results? That's the solution I'm bringing here. Okay. So yeah, the link is right there. It's called my Empire Pro/join. It's only 10 spots, only $97 one time, lifetime, lifetime locked in. Okay. Eventually the price is $97 per month. Okay. Now, you've seen, I've demonstrated a few things here today, but it's there's an urgency. There's an urgency, and but the urgency is not like you need to jump on bandwagons. Listen, we're all gonna be fine. AI is infrastructure. It's like a bridge. If you join in building the bridge, or all of us will use the bridge. You see what I'm saying? So it's infrastructure is here to stay, but we're talking about people that actually remember, people that want to be the control freaks. That want to be on top of this and start using this so that they can at a pace that's meaningful, but they know you learn more by doing, not just waiting that one day you'll be able to read everything there is to read, as opposed to actually using this in real time data in practice and stuff like that. So AI is no longer the future concept. Now it's a now strategy, and I'm going to put you to work immediately as soon as you come in. So we call it the AI Lab Pro. It's basically an upgraded version of what I'll be doing every Monday night here. I will continue to come back every Monday night and share new tips, what I'm learning, and make it exciting and stuff like that. And yes, I'll do overviews, just that the price may not stay the same. So inside, we will dive deep. We'll get through expert-led workshops. We'll hands-on implementation, okay? Because I'm actually going to give you the step-by-step on how to get that architecture up and running for your own digital ecosystem, okay? And of course, you get to mirror my own operations as well. You're not doing it alone, okay? We're going to be doing it together as a community. All right. Let me see here. If you have any questions, this would be a good time to ask questions. This would be a good time to ask questions. Let me see. Yeah, I think I've already spoken about this. You're not just learning AI. Okay, it's about doing it. It's about actually using it. Okay, you're using it in real life. You're going to create a branded digital ecosystem for yourself that you can actually monetize. Now, how do you monetize it? That's a question that will be answered inside. Okay, if you have existing products and services that you offer, we'll help you plug that in. If you don't have any, we'll help you come up with ideas. I actually want you to come up with the ideas on your own. That's actually part of what we leverage AI for as well, right? The ideation. Then also, if you're just a messenger, some people are messengers, okay? There's also an angle for that. We can use affiliate marketing for that, okay? If you just want to be a messenger for other good products out there, there's good products out there. As a matter of fact, the Gamma app I just showed you today, you can actually join the affiliates and sell it, okay? So, and there are thousands upon thousands of them like that. I personally prefer that you sell something you're passionate about, okay? Because I believe that if you're passionate about something, you can wake up and do it every day without thinking of it as work. You're excited. So whatever it is, just start thinking right now. Whatever it is that you normally wake up and look at the first thing in the morning after your prayer, right? Yeah, people say, yo, what do you mean? You do that before your prayer and after your prayer, right? That thing that the first thing that excites you to wake up every day. Think about that. How can we monetize that? Will help you with that. That's part of the process. How do you turn that to how do you position that and create messaging around that where it can actually serve other people, and they will pay you nicely for it. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's part of the work. Okay. I also have, even though I have a two major project that I'll be showing you as example that I'm using, and this third project that I will bring you on, that actually we're going to show you how the YouTube engine works, the YouTube AI engine in real time. Okay. All right. So ask your questions. I'm coming to your question in a second here. I'm just making sure that we cover everything here. Again, this is the ABCDE framework that we follow all the way here. A stands for AI leverage. B for branding. You need to stand out. You cannot just be creating content with ChatGPT and it's noise, and people can tell. Okay, people can tell. The systems will be able to filter out all the noise. You don't want to be filtered out. You want to have a unique voice, and then you want to create value. Obviously, you're not just going to create something that's so unique it doesn't give anybody value. We don't want to do that either. So it's key to be creating value. And then data literacy, data driven decision making at every step, every node in your digital ecosystem is key. Okay. There's room for creativity. We'll talk about that when we get inside. But all in all, you want to be doing this on a consistent basis where you're gaining experience by default because you are actually executing and not just typing gibberish into Chat GPT. All right. So that's AI Lab Pro right there for you. If you can't attend live day first, onboarding and live session will be tomorrow. It's every Tuesday. I bring people in and we do it every Tuesday, and then I think I will expand the studio room eventually. We might move over to another platform eventually. Maybe I actually have Zoom. I just prefer to use this, but we'll do what we need to do to continue to work together. But there's recording, there's replays, just in case you can't make it, maybe time or anytime you want to do it on your own time. There's going to be replays, and this is continuous development, continuous improvement. So it's not a situation where you missed out last week and then suddenly you're having a hard time jumping in. It's none of that. This thing is going to be like, we're projecting 2030. Okay, we're projecting trillions of dollars 2030. So there's no real rush here. Okay, except the rush that you know yourself that I don't know your story, right? So I'm only opening 8 spots, and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. will be our first onboarding and office hour. Okay, I call it office hour onboarding. Okay, all right. So let's see here. These are some of the things you're looking at. Predictive analytics. Okay, if you're an accounting people, where are you? Your job is over. If you don't know predictive analytics, if you don't know data analysis, the job is a wrap. No, they need your skills as an accountant, right? But they don't need all that time you spend looking at spreadsheets, detecting. They don't need you for that anymore. And you know what? A lot of people are going to be stuck on that, and they're going to be resentful about that. Sorry. Anyway, autonomous systems are replacing manual labor in transportation. You Uber drivers. Anyway, not just Uber drivers, transportation, logistics, and even customer service. Some people are like, we're going to have machines driving around. They're actually going to be much more safer. Listen to what I just said. You can't see it yet, but trust me, it's actually going to be much more safer. People are still surprised that flying airplane is safer than driving in cars. People are still surprised till today. Even though you can easily Google that for the past 15 years. It will easily tell you, but it's okay. Anyway, voice identity cloning. There's ethical part of this. The conversations are going. But trust me, the United States is not going to wait for China to implement all of this. And then they will lose again because they're losers now. China is not going to wait either. Okay. So who should wait? You? I don't know. It's up to you, we're talking about entire business models are changing. So this is AI Lab Pro. Okay. I'm inviting you. My special invitation to you. It's a one-time fee to allow me to run the machine. Okay. But this is something that is a project that we're all going to do together. We're going to rub minds together. I make it one time to make it easier. We call it the founders thing. But the idea here is that I want you to have vested interest in the process as well. Okay, that's the other part of it. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let me come to the questions. Let me come to the questions. Shout out to all of you guys. Appreciate you guys for being here today. All right, so okay, I see a question here. Shout out to Coach Kevin. I see you, Kevin. Good to see you, man. Jane said, what is the outcome for signing up? Oh, you're joining the AI lab. We're going into the lab. We're going to be working on your own projects. Okay. I'm working two projects. It's a 250-week project, but you're going to be working your own project using the thing that I showed you earlier on. Let me put it back on the screen. All right. So this architecture right here is what we use. Okay. But we're going to be doing it together. Okay. And you're going to build it out. Okay. We're using online content. We're using online traffic generation. We're using real data. We're building this out in the form of funnels. And in terms of what are you selling we'll talk about that too. That's all part of the game. Okay. But it's going to be a community where we're actually working together, and the investment is only one time for tonight only. Chia said this was fun. Asking, what do we get out of the course? Oh, I guess that's still a good question. That's always a good question. Like I said, the knowledge, right? The most important part, this framework, remember there's something I call compounding effect. You guys should be familiar with the compounding effect, right? When you stack execution on top of each other, it becomes experience. That's the type of experience that's required. If you go look at all the jobs that's listed on LinkedIn today, right? They keep asking for experience, and they're very specific to the T when it comes to the technicalities of the experience they're looking for, right? You can't just say, I have 20 years experience. Trust me, I know. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, right? The specific, do you have experience with CRMs? Do you have experience with Salesforce? Specific modules in Salesforce. Are you certified? Not just certified because anybody can get certified, right? But do you have specific experience? Can you, if you can, like, they're not going to even test you. They're just going to ask you a couple of open-ended questions, and they'll be able to detect if you have experience or not. Okay, so sometimes they're not necessarily looking for you to be specific on the exact terminology, because a lot of time even different companies have different technical terminologies for the same things, right? But there are ways that they can listen in between the line and know if you've actually participated in some types of projects. In fact, they want it to be project based. They want to know what project you've worked on, and they want you to be able to describe it from, they call it end to end, right? You can't just say, oh no, I'm just this part. Whoop. End to end. They want you to be able to speak to it. That's what this is going to create for you. So it's not a course. It's not a course. It's a journey. It's more so of a journey into this AI adoption thing. You have two choices. You can wait for your company to start adopting it, and then they announce to a group of people and say you're going home, or they announce to everybody say you're going home, or they're saying, or they just kind of like, most of them will probably have change management tactics. Like they won't want to like throw it all in there, but at some point some people might have to make drastic decisions. In recent time, we have people laid off because they said they didn't get certain funding. Why not? We can't trace it. Well, I'll tell you what, a big reason for that is productivity. What leads to productivity? It starts with little micro stuff like this, right? So again, the other thing you're gonna get out of this is you'll be able to create your own path as we're going. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. But no, it's not just a course. This is a journey to learn how AI is actually affecting all of our lives on a day-to-day basis, and you can actually see that in real time and actually build something around it. Okay, so no, we're diving in the world of digital marketing right now, because digital marketing has been leveraging AI for quite a few years. So I'll give you an example. If you go on your feed right now on social media, back in the days, if you've been on social media, I see YouTube is celebrating 20 years today. I was like, wow, 2005, that's true. But anyway, back in the days, let's say past early YouTube days, right, is who you subscribe to that you'll see in your feed. And then suddenly something started changing. They said, no, no, no. I know you subscribed. We know your behavior more than you. We can look at your behavior. We saw when you scrolled and then you paused for a second and then you looked at that a little 2 seconds extra. So we're going to show you more like it, not just what you follow. And then by the time they start doing that, you notice that all the people you follow, you don't even see their stuff in the feed anymore. But you see the stuff you were watching yesterday, even though you never followed, you didn't subscribe, but you're seeing it in the feed, right? Yeah. So now connecting the dots in real time and actually being able to build something around that, that's what we're doing here. So you'll be able to see it. I wish I can just show everything in the public. There's certain things I can show to the whole public. I can show high level stuff. I will continue to show some tips, like for example the Gamma app stuff today. I will try to come up with a tool of the week type of thing, I'll do that, but overall we need to get inside the lab. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. And Jane, did that help? Stephen Balloon said, is this course will be one-to-one lab? I'm going to be there. If it's only one person, I'm going to be with that one person. If there are other people, the more the merrier. Okay, so no, it's not a one-to-one coaching if that's what you're asking. Okay, but I will have opportunities for that if that's what you're looking for. Okay, thank you. Time out with Catch. Thank you. If you have any more questions, I'll hang out for another 3 minutes or so because I'm way over time. I hope you guys got some value out of this today. I really hope you got some value out of this. Thank you. Thank you. You know what I would do? I would go back and even watch the video. There's tons of value in this. I'm even surprised myself. I will go back and watch and see if you can pick one or two things. But the basics that we learned today, what is AI, the history of AI, and what makes up AI. If you remember, data, algorithms, and cloud computing power. Okay, that makes up AI. What about machine learning? That's all part of algorithms. Okay, that's basically what the machines do, right? But how algorithms? It uses algorithms. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you for being here. All right. Let's participate. Okay. Did I put the, let me put this here right now. Oh, so sorry. I was supposed to put this here. I'll wait around for another 3 minutes. If you want to click on it directly from the chat, I'm going to post that right now. If you click on it, it will open straight into another, right there. It's myempirepro.com/join. All right, let me show you what it looks like. Felicitas from New Jersey, hi. Let's see. All right, let me click on this. This is what it looks like. So when you get here on your phone, maybe it may look a little bit slightly different on your phone. When you go here, you simply fill out this form. You put your credit card payment over there, and to tell you welcome to AI Lab Pro, Practical AI Execution Lab. What's the outcome? What are we getting? Instant access to private onboarding session. That'll be private with me. Behind the scenes replays and recordings in case you can't make it to weekly Tuesdays. Direct access to ask questions, of course. You'll be able to, because there's a studio, you can unmute, ask questions. So you can mute, you can turn off your camera, you can turn it on if you want. But I plan to make it very engaging. I'm also going to bring, remember, I am a certified authorized trainer of 5 different AI courses: AI executive leadership, AI ethics, AI product ownership, AI project management. Yes, I'll give you access to, I'll train on that. Okay. And the 5th one, I'm scratching my head now: product ownership, project management, ethics, executive. There's one more. I just went all in, sorry. But also training on prompt engineering, healthcare, all that stuff, So it's control seeker. No, that's just the people that we want here, Let me see here. All right, so you fill this out if you're on your phone. Once you scroll through the form, you will see this long thing under it, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, and you're looking for this yellow submit order. This yellow submit order will put you inside. Okay. we'll make sure you're plugged in on the class tomorrow. So don't worry if you got lost in emails or anything like that. We'll make sure you're plugged in properly. And I only got 10 spots for the studio. All right, so let me see here. Something else I was going to show. All right, so let's go back here. My mind will not let it go. I want to remember. So executive ethics, product owner, product management, and educator, which is why I'm training. Okay, so I'm authorized to train this stuff, and I'm not gonna stop either because there's still more stuff to learn. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. I've dropped the link. I'm gonna drop that link one more time. If you click on it, it will pop you into the form, and you'll be able to get started. All right. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you for being here. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. Next week, yes. If you have any questions, you can find me in the group. If you have any questions after this, just send an email to supportnow@myempirepro.com. I put that here as well. supportnow@myempirepro.com. All right. All right. So now let me leave you with this. Next week, I got some more exciting stuff coming. Okay. So don't miss next week. Whatever you do, don't miss next week. Same time, 8 p.m. Same time. But we got some more exciting stuff coming. Shout out to IOB. I see you. Shout out. All right. Support now at myempirepro.com. If you have any questions, we'll get your questions answered and get you inside. All right. Again, the link is myempirepro.com/join. Yeah, this guy right here. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. God bless.